Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tank Talks Movies. I'm your host this evening, The Tank. And today we'll be talking about one of my favorite movies ever made in the world. I consider it one of my favorites. I bet you it's probably one of your favorites from back in the day. It is the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Want to know a secret about this movie? It almost didn't get made. Yeah, the script kept going to different studios. They just didn't want it. And what studio? New Line finally said, okay, we'll do it. Because the fans wrote in, faxed people that they wanted this movie made. This movie is possibly my favorite movie ever made back in the day. We have the Ninja Turtles. We have Splinter. We have Casey Jones. We have April O'Neil. We have the Foot. We have the Shredder. This movie was awesome. Probably one of my favorite scenes is right in the beginning of the film where you hear April talking about all these teenagers that are pretty much working for the Foot, just stealing Walkmans, stereos, television sets, like big game type things. And you know it's really it's a very interesting story. And then April is leaving her work that at the new news studio, and goons are robbing the van, and they see her coming, and then they try to jump her, and Raphael chucks his sigh at a light bulb, and it shatters, and all of a sudden you're. I'm sorry if that sounded more like the Avatar ending, but it was the turtles kicking butt. And the cops come. The bad guys are all tied up, and April sees Raphael's sigh there, and she grabs it, puts it in her purse. Raphael's trying to close the sewer cover, and they're all walking down the sewer. Raphael's all pissed off because he's fucking mad that he lost his sigh. The others are all joyful because they won the fight, and they finally get back to the lair, and then they see Splinter sitting there, and they're all running up all excited, and then they all just calm down, kneel down, talk to Splinter. Their sensei, their master, their father, Splinter. It's a big rat. And they just Splinter tells them to meditate and think about their day, and then hilarity just happens. Mikey's calling a pizza place to order a pizza, asking for no anchovies. Okay, I'm gonna agree with Mikey, because anchovies are nasty. Then, he throws a book at Michelangelo, trying to get his attention, and telling him to get over here and listen for the turtles to finally pay attention. Then all of a sudden more hilarity starts happening, where they start to meditate, and then all of a sudden the song starts playing, and then all of a sudden hilarity happens again. And then Raphael's not having it. He's got a stick up his butt because he lost his sigh. And then he goes up to the surface, go see some movie. I think he went to see Gremlins. And he sees these two goons just steal this old lady's purse. He trips them, grabs it, throws it back to the lady. They start running off to get jumped by Casey Jones. And Raphael says, they don't need that. Not from you. And then Casey Jones, one of the most badass motherfuckers in New York City, because yes, the Turtles are based in New York City. Him and Casey Jones get into a fight. Casey pulls out his baseball bats. He starts swinging at Raphael. Raphael stops one. Is surprised. He has a Jose Canseco bat. Tell me you didn't pay money for this. And Casey hits him with the other bat. Then Raphael has a bat, whacks Casey with it, and says it's time for a new game, and he pulls out a cricket bat. And Raphael says, "Cricket? You know what a crumpet is to understand cricket." And then Casey whacks him in the face with a cricket bat, and he lands inside a trash can. Okay, Casey Jones goes rough running, and then Raphael goes back to the lair, and then later the next day they're watching the TV, see April on there talking about citizens that so have saved her. Raphael goes up to the surface. April gets jumped by the foot because a command from the shredder. And Raphael comes. He has both his side now, so he doesn't got to stick up his butt anymore. So he beats up all the foot soldiers, and then they knock out April, so he has to take her down to the lair. And everyone is worried. Splinter finds out everything's going a little awry. But then all of a sudden, everyone starts getting along. April finally wakes up from being knocked out, freaks out, like a girl would do when they see a giant rat and a bunch of turtles. I would probably say, "What the fuck was I drinking?" But, then all of a sudden they become really good friends, and then, they go up to April's apartment that's above a antique shop. If y'all ever been to an antique shop, they're interesting places. But they hang out, they talk, they do all this stuff. They eat pizza, pretty much it. They eat a lot of pizza, and they just start to do some funny stuff, and Mikey's doing lines from other movies. Like he does a scene from Rocky where he goes, "Maybe I'll fight Apollo, maybe I won't, Oh. Then all of a sudden, "You dirty rat, you killed my brother," all that stuff. And then they all say they have to leave, Splinter is worrying. April's all sad they have to leave. They end up getting back to the lair. They see the door is smashed in. The place is trashed. Splinter is gone. Raphael, of course, goes apeshit. And, all of them pretty much go apeshit. They go back to April's apartment. They have to stay there for a while. And the next morning, April's boss shows up with his kid Danny, who's one of the kids that are stealing, but he doesn't know why he is stealing all this stuff, because it's just a group of teenagers that are being dillholes, and the turtles, hide because they're ninjas. These big turtle ninjas that look like turtles hide pretty easily. And then April ends up going to work. The turtles are in the apartment doing their thing, Leonardo and Raphael end up getting into an argument. Raphael ends up on top, on the roof, all upset and depressed because he misses Splinter. And then the Foot, are on the building, and it's like, I want to say at least 40 against 1 against Raphael. Raphael holds his own pretty well, but he ends up getting his ass whipped pretty bad. And then, like more of the other turtles come and, start helping out Raphael. Well, Raphael gets chucked into the window, falling in front of everyone, and then all of a sudden the foot comes from the top through the broken window, through the hole that was broken in the window, and then the fight consumes inside April's apartment, where the foot have axes and they're just chopping and moving. And probably one of the best scenes ever in the movie is there's an axe swinging at Mikey's head, and it goes into a shell, and it's like he loves being a turtle, so they start fighting again, etc., etc. And then they're starting to the second in command next to Shredder shows up, and with more foot soldiers, and all of a sudden the floor of April's apartment just caves in. Now they're fighting in the in the in the, in the antique store, and people are getting smashed with uh symbols, and hilarities happens, but it's also very serious because the turtles aren't doing very well in this fight. Casey Jones comes and helps the turtles. Stuff actually starts to go up. The apartment slash pawn shop ends up getting going up in flames, and they have to go up to April's family home, where it's pretty much a farm. They have Raphael in a tub, putting water on him, trying to revive him. There is a scene. Raphael wakes up eventually. Leonardo is so sad that his brother could be dead or not. So they end up fighting more, and then there's they train. April and Casey Jones don't get along very well in the beginning because, well, I guess Casey really doesn't know how to talk to girls very well. He tries. April asks if he could fix the van that got him to the farmhouse, but it can't do anything. But they find an old farm truck that they fix up. Him and Donatello fix up, and Donatello and the other guys are training, and they fight. They're training. April needs something fixed in the farmhouse. Casey's like, "Oh, I can do it. I'm Mr. Fix-It." And she's got a hammer, and he's just slurring off all these catchphrases. He's just trying his hardest to make her happy, and it's just not really working out very well. And she just walks away. He sits down on the swing thing that just snaps. And I always wondered if that was a thing that needed to be fixed. But then the turtles come up, say they're ready. But prior to that, they all went to a bonfire. They sat down, meditated, and then Splinter talked to them. Splinter is captured by the foot, is being held hostage by the Shredder. The turtles go back to the lair where Danny has been staying there and just pretty much scared of Shredder and everyone else. Danny's has been seeing Splinter, and he's been telling him about life and just family and all this stuff. Gets you going, and then they show up, they fight, they come in, they start beating up the foot. They finally go up against the Shredder. They just get their butts handed to them. really bad. Casey Jones and Danny find Shredder, and they try to release him, but Casey ends up fighting the second in command. I can't remember his name. Casey's just getting his butt kicked. And then all of a sudden, he pulls out a golf club and just knocks the second in command right on his ass. And then he takes Splinter, and him and Danny take Splinter to the surface, and all these young teenagers say, "Okay, let's go get him. But this is family." And Casey's like, "Family? Family? You call this and that family?" Rolls his eyes and just walks away. And, everyone just starts following him because the Shredder is fighting the Turtles up on a building. The Turtles are just getting their butts whooped really bad. And, rough. Leonardo goes after Shredder singly by himself, and he gets simply just tossed around, and all of a sudden he's got a blade to his throat, and he tells the Turtles to chuck other weapons, and all of a sudden Splinter shows up, and Shredder has a spear, so he comes running towards Splinter. He has Mikey's nunchucks, so Splinter, he grabs the blade, twists it. He's hanging off the roof with the thing, and he chucks a kunai at him. My friends, if you don't know what a kunai is, a knife. It's a Japanese word for knife. And he ends up releasing, and he falls into a garbage truck. I'm sorry. And then Casey Jones just grabs the lever, pulls it as the thing goes down, how it smashes the garbage, and all of a sudden, at the end, the Turtles are all around Splinter, all happy, crying. They're just saying all these different catchphrases that, just aren't sounding right. Splinter walks up to him and says, "I always liked Cowabunga." And everyone high fives, and Casey finally gets the girl. Woo! That was pretty awesome, that movie. Alright, this has been Talks Movies. Signing out. Peace.